welcome to Rulebreaker. Today we're going to take a look at Panamaniac's Twilight Imperium 4 organizer, which is in here. So let's crack open the box and take a look inside. And then when we've looked at all the pieces, we're going to play a game off camera, unfortunately for you. And then we're going to talk about what we liked and what we didn't like about the organizer. Alright, so something a bit different here. Let's take a look inside. Alright, so here we go. Let's take a look inside. This is 3D printed. And there's a lot of pieces in here. Wow, check it out. This is going to be awesome. Okay, I'm going to take them all out and organize them, and then we'll have a look at them in one go. Alright, just for a quick comparison, here's everything out of the box now. This is what I've been using to organize all of the tokens so far, just this big bead box kind of thing, toolbox thing. And it's just one big mess. I have dropped this all over the floor once before, and that was an hour I'm not getting back from my life. So not fun. So this is the new alternative. So this is a lot of cool different stuff. A lot of pieces that are the same. So these are all the same. There's 25 of these. 25 of these. These appear to be some kind of box for putting in faction tokens and cards. They're really cool. The lids pop off really nice and easy. You can stack them in lots of different ways inside the box. That's going to be great. These are like common resource tokens, like where you're going to put dice and fighter tokens and that sort of stuff. These are trays for each individual player to put their ships into, so I think there's a slot for your box here as well, or maybe you put it to one side. Here's a big tray for all the hexes in the game. Here is a kind of a stacking thing for action cards, and a few other things, like one of these, this one here is a stand up for the strategy cards to put back in the box, and so on, and lots of different card types and all of that. And it looks like it's got every base covered here. So I'm gonna actually stick everything into them and have a look at them, and let's see what we think. Alright, so it's been some time since I unboxed the organizer, and we've played a couple of games since then, and I just first want to show everybody what it's like inside the box. And this is probably the best thing about the organizer, is that everything fits in the base box, including Prophecy of Kings. So I've got all of my loose things like the player boards and the rule books and all of the race sheets here on the top. And when you take them out, this is my codex stuff on the top as well. Just going to take out. You'll see there's a few loose bits on the top, but once you get them out, everything is really neat. So I've got a bag of extra dice in here that I use. I like to have tons of dice in the box for this game. And then it's just a little bag of extra stuff that I don't typically play with every time. But once you get that out of there, you'll see that everything is just really amazingly fit. And some of that is the really clever design of putting some of the things upright instead of flat. And you'll see that in a second. So you've got these trays for each of the factions pieces. There's 8 of them. They all fit in 2 kind of like columns on one side of the board, side of the box. As you can see, they go right down to the bottom. And these are, we'll talk about these in detail in a minute. There's also these trays. I'm using this one here. This is kind of a spare one for the reference cards that come with Codex 2, and this extra one for like loose tokens, like the ones from Prophecy Kings, and the other ones, the ones that are added onto planets during gameplay. Another one here just for other loose bits, like the Dark Energy Tap expiration tokens, Legendary Planet cards, that sort of stuff. And then this tray is really cool. We use this for the expiration cards. It has you can see that these, they don't really come out, right? They're really good. You can shuffle these and put them in here and draw them, and people can pass this around during play. Really, really nice. And then there's 2 trays for each kind of set of things. I use 2 for the trade goods / commodities, 2 for extra infantry tokens, and 2 for fighter tokens, and these can be at opposite ends of the board, and again, pass them around really easily. Then there is this kind of skinny tray. That's really just for storing in the box for the strategy cards. It's a nice little touch, especially for storing things. As you can see, easy to put in, easy to take out. There's these boxes. So the biggest box has a kind of a divider in it. So I'm using this one for action cards. So it kind of use the divider as like a discard pile. So I use that card, it goes in the back. You know that the discard pile is in the back. Probably face it in so you don't see it if you're looking at it from the other side. That's a space saver on the table. I don't know about you, but if you don't have a gigantic table, you need every inch for Twilight Imperium. And then similar for the different objectives. So stage 1, stage 2 in here. Again, a nice box storage thing that you can either use or not while playing the game. Totally cool. One for secret objective cards, same as the action card one, just smaller. And then another one for the agenda cards. Same again with a divider for getting your discard pile on the other side. Then there's this tray here that holds the hexes, and even when you drop it like I just did, everything kind of stays together. It holds everything from Prophecy of Kings and the base game together. I like to put Mexal Rex on the end because it looks cool. And then 2 more things. There's this kind of planet cards holding thing. Well, at least that's what I use it for. You could probably use it for action cards or whatever if you wanted to. And again, that's more just for storing things in the box safely. You can take those. I took those cards out during gameplay because I didn't find this to be that useful, but it's good for storing back in the box. And then the rest of it is all these little boxes here for holding race specific stuff. So these lids kind of pop off nice and easy. We keep all the different cards for a faction. So SAR here, we keep all of SAR's specific cards, home planets, race techs, reference cards, all that stuff. And then a mix of the strategy tokens and the little flags that you use for marking planets and points cards and stuff like that there too. And yeah, they're really sturdy. Like the way these stack, as you can see, I have a whole kind of like section of the box just for that. There's one extra for because of Council Ketters here, which is provided in the set as well. And these are really good. Like everybody loved these at the table. Such a space saver. Kept everything together. It's also really quick for getting things going at the start of the game. When we randomized our races, we knew, okay, Nomad are in, Mahacht are not in, Jalnar are in, etc. And as you can see, the whole thing in the box saved so much time, saved so much space. That was amazing. I want to show you guys these things in a bit more detail, right? So let's move some of the stuff out of the way. Okay, so these trays for the ships, these are great, right? They save so much space on the table. You have everything organized into different sections. So I know, oh, I want a space dock. It's in this section. I want dreadnoughts or flagships. They're together in the big section at the top. You don't have to go fishing for your fighters. You don't have to go sorting between your destroyers and your cruisers, etc. This section here is for technology cards of all different types and your promissory notes. So all the stuff, all the red cards in this set, for example. These are really, really good. They save so much space on the table. They're compact. They stay in the box nicely. The one tiny gripe I have is that it can be a little bit hard to get the PDS units out of this small section here, but that's probably just sausage fingers me. That might not necessarily be a problem for you. And then like the real benefit is just everything works. Everything fits so nicely onto the table. So I'm just going to show you what it looks like when you're setting up for a multiplayer game and what that looks like on the table. All right, so I kind of quickly threw together like a basic setup here. It's a random board, so please don't judge my slices. I even left the hex out, look, because I was doing it in such a hurry. But yeah, look, check it out. This is this not a large table, not a large kitchen table, like medium at best, kind of small, but everything fits. There's space around the boards for loads of stuff. Like I left loads of space here to show like what it'd be like if you wanted to have loads of planet cards near somebody. And it just keeps everything really neat. Like this stuff here being so compact is amazing. Like we used to have these in like different boxes organized that were way bigger than this. We used to have them on the floor or on our laps or like on a side table, like a side stool or something. And even with all the strategy cards out, just like the whole thing just feels really, really compact and really well done. A couple of small notes to make as well. Just the trays, as great as they are, we did drop one of these, and it did splinter a little bit. You can see here, just the bottom of this part of the card holding section. It did break a little bit. That was a spectacular drop. Like it was a drop from above shoulder height. Like it was someone passing this over, and it fell. And it's still completely fine. Like everything else still fits. The designer and manufacturer of the organizer offered to replace it, even though it was totally my fault. Yeah, and that's basically it. So I love this thing. I think it's absolutely worth the price. You should totally get it. If you play the game a lot, it'll save you a lot of setup, a lot of teardown. It just makes the game a joy to play. It just makes setting up so much faster. It's not a bear at all to say, hey, do you want to play Twilight Imperium? Yeah, okay, let's go. Pull it out of the box. It's so handy. There's even like a thing for the council killers if you have the Codex 3 thing printed out. And it's amazing. And yeah, and like I'm the last person who wants to do like product placement or ads for anything. I wouldn't have done this video if I didn't think that this was totally worth your time. So check it out. The manufacturer has been kind enough to offer 10% off with a code, which is in the description of this video for anybody who wants it. I think that's a lovely thing for them to do. So take them up on it, and enjoy it. Get it. Check it out. Have loads of fun with it. Make your games of Twilight Imperium faster to set up and tear down and play, and spend that time having fun. Have a second game if you can manage it in the same day. Okay, so that's it. I'll stop ranting on about this amazing thing. This has been Rulebreaker. Talk to y'all soon.